All right, so today we are going to be talking about variables and equations. So that should be written at the top of your notes, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Now, for a few weeks now, we've expression versus an equation. There's one key difference that I'm looking for you to say. An equation has what in it? Ms. Kemp?
An equal sign.
An equal sign, that's exactly right. So under equation, I want you to write equal. Hint, hint, write this stuff down. You'll be seeing it again. With equations, you solve, typically for a variable. But with our expressions, we were doing one of two things. One, we were finding values. What was that E word for finding values? Finding values.
Evaluate.
Evaluate, okay, so that was one thing we were doing. There was another word that we were doing, started with an S. Simplify. Very nice. So, for instance, I had given you things like, you know, what is 2 plus 4? And you would tell me 6. That's finding the value. But last night you practiced just simplifying, over the weekend I should say, of, for instance, 2m plus 5m's. Give me how many m's?
7.
Very good. All right, so that being said, what you have been working on is giving me the number or variable equivalent of some words. For instance, if I have the product of 4 and a number. We see some nods of heads. Do you remember doing this?
Yes.
Yes, I think you had some over the weekend as well, right?
Yes.
So the product of 4 and a number, and so we gave the number a variable. It wasn't really saying a number, right? Mr. Green, give us a variable for up here.
C.
Ooh, wonder how you got that one. All right, now, product means what, Miss Crowley?
Multiply.
Multiply. Now, whenever it's listed in this order, it says product of, quotient of, difference of. It always wants it in that specific order, yes? Okay, so we have 4, and you said multiply, and here's our variable. Now again, I want us to get more in the habit of getting rid of doing that cross thing for multiplication because it starts to look like an X. And we don't want that anymore in algebra. Now, if you really want something in between them, do you remember what my other solution is? What's the other solution?
A dot.
A dot. Okay, so that is something that you can do. Now, tonight, I'm only making one difference. And that is, the word is. I'm going to say the product of 4 and a number is 12. What do you think is?
Equal.
Equal. Whenever you see the word is, was, are, any of those key words, I need you to pick up on that one. Is means it is equal to. So equals 12. Now tonight, this is where they're going to ask you to stop. They just want you to come up with this equation and stop right here. But right now, we're going to practice taking it one step farther. Ready? This is 4 times c. So the opposite of multiplying by 4 is to?
Divide.
Divide by 4. Thank you very much. So we're going to write divide by 4 and divide by 4. Nice notation right there. And show that these cross off. So again, tonight you don't have to do this on your homework. Mr. Templin, 12 divided by 4 is? 3. Nice. So what your homework will ask you to, this final answer is called the solution. You solve to get the solution. They kind of work hand in hand right there. So what your homework will ask you, a part of it, is to say, give you an equation like this, 4c equals 12. They'll put a semicolon, and next to it they'll write a solution. Now, we know that this is the correct solution because we just did it, but what they want to know is that you're going to plug that in, you're going to test it out yourself. So you're going to take this c value, you're going to put it in here. This means 4 times c, in our case, 4 times 3 is 4 times 3, 12?
Yes.
So you are going to write true. Suppose they gave you 4c equals 12, and they put over here c equals negative 5. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Does negative 20 equal 12?
No.
No. So in that case, you write
False.
false. So we're going to be testing out that knowledge right there. Let's see here. Let me give you a new example. going to draw a 5-sided figure. Kind of lopsided. What is a 5-sided figure called? Something.
Pentagon.
Pentagon. Very good. So I'm going to tell you that this side is 10 feet, and this side is 8, and this side is, looks to be about 6, and this side is 7, and this side is x. And our goal is to find x. So you have a problem like this in your homework tonight that's going to step you through it. It wants it in 2 different parts. So first of all, they're going to tell you that the perimeter equals 35 feet. Now, of course, you know, I'm not your art teacher. This might not be right proportions. We understand that?
Yeah.
Yes? But we're going to show the work on how we get that done. Now, perimeter means that we measure all the way around. So what we are going to do is we are going to add all the way around and set it equal to 35. Now, so we're going to look in here. Basically, x is the only variable and the rest are constants. Can we add constants together?
Yes.
Sure we can. Here we go. Ready? 10 plus 8 is
18.
plus 6.
24.
And 24 plus 7, 31. So we're going to write in part A, it says write me an equation to solve for x. So x plus 31 equals what again? What's the total perimeter?
35.
35. Excellent. So this is part A. That's what they're going to be asking of you. Write me an equation that shows me to solve for x. Right. And then part B will say solve for it. So right now it says x plus 31. What's the opposite of adding 31? Subtract 31. So we're going to show subtract. So show subtract. 35 minus 31, Miss Ferguson, is? 4. X equals 4. Are we going to just leave it like that? 4 what? Feet. Lovely. So those will be 2 parts that it's asking you for. Miss Kemp?
Oh, no, I was gonna. Never.
Okay. One more part that I want to talk about. Distance problems. When's the last time you talked about distance problems?
Last year.
Last year. Good. Give me the distance formula. Any idea what goes into the distance formula?
Like what? Like distance, like miles distance?
Miles distance? I heard some words over here. Constant. We're going to put numbers in there, yeah? You need 2 things to determine distance.
Vehicle?
Speed.
Oh.
And
Length.
time. That's exactly it. Let me give you an equation right here. Would you please draw this in? I'm going to give you this. This will help you remember the formula, hopefully. As long as you remember what goes into it. That's key. Okay, so in the top part I want you to write D for
Distance.
nice. In the bottom I want you to split it in half. One side is rate, one side is time. Now how this will work, if you are trying to solve for distance, you cover up distance. Distance equals rate times time, because it's across from each other. Okay, eyes up. Eyes up. If you are solving for rate, you cover it up. It is distance divided by time. If you need to solve for time, cover it up. Say it with me. Distance divided by rate. So I'm going to tell you a little story. Mrs. Williams drove on I-70 this morning going 70 miles per hour. Okay. So Mrs. Williams' rate is 70 miles per hour. Now I want you to suppose that I didn't just come to school. I was going for a really long distance. Maybe I was going all the way down 25 to the very bottom of Colorado. And I traveled, my distance was 210 miles. Now right now you're probably able to tell me, how many hours it took me. But tonight I want you to show me the equation first and then solve. So my question is, how much time did it take me to go 210 miles? So if I want time, what's my equation set up as? Miss Dillon?
Distance divided by rate.
Distance divided by rate. So I want to see this first, and I want to see you fill it out. So distance is 210 divided by 70. Ooh, I see zeros at the end. What's the rule with the zeros at the end, Miss Meadows? Why? What are we dividing by? Things that have 1 zeros in them.
10.
10, 1 0, see? Let it sink in. 1 0. All right, everyone, 21 divided by 7. 3. 3 what?
Hours.
Make sure you label your final. 3 hours. So in your word problems tonight, you have a few of them. I'm not so much interested that you can solve them. I know you can. Tell me how. I want the equation, 1 point, solution, 1 point, with a label. Okay? So what I want us to be careful about tonight, again, with our words as we go through, what's the key word you need to be looking for with equal?
Is.
Excellent.
I get it.